Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Training Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food. Reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What's going on, folks? It's another day in paradise, enriching lives, looking at charts, becoming more well verbose in the language of the charts. Hope you're doing delightfully delicious. Yeah, wow, it's a packed building today. Dawn says, hello, great interview this morning. Thanks, Dawn. I always love how energetic and excited you are about this stuff. It makes me smile. It's one of those things that a teacher, if you have the heart of a teacher, truly loves is an energetic student, regardless of age. 2 or 222, you know? Sharon says, beautiful day in Tennessee. True story. Ashley could not be kept inside at all today. So I asked her to do things, and she was like, nope. Weather's too nice going outside. And I was like, all right, tree girl, you go do your thing. It is a very pretty day. So true. Jaden says inside day video was great. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. More coming. Let's talk about the SPY. Brand new all-time high today. It was looking ugly post-market, but no. Buying came in. Not a big deal. We didn't really open below any pivots. So, yeah, the low of yesterday, 285.71. The open, 285.88. Here's the 5-minute chart. I did very little day trading today. Very little. But that first 5 minutes, you did have a breakdown of that first 5-minute candle. And that's where everyone got embarrassed. And then they got trapped. And then it popped, and then it popped higher. You guys can't see my SPY chart. That's weird. I wonder why Zoom's not updating. Is SPY there as well? Do you guys see SPY now? Yeah, that's weird. Okay, we'll see if that fixes anything. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, no big deal in SPY. I'm just saying it took out the low, trapped everybody, traded higher, got a tweezer bottom, really bounced. But there really wasn't much going on with SPY today. Had the Fed announcement, pretty much a non-event. All-time high yesterday on the SPY, though. That's a really big deal. I feel like that is a big deal. Is this an evening star reversal pattern? Asked Mr. Squiggles. And the answer is kind of. Yeah, it is technically. Technically is an evening star reversal. It's not the strongest, but if you get a really good bear candle close tomorrow, we could seal it up selling. But I don't have any set up on the SPY. However, we do, at least those weekly options, newsletter maniacs have themselves a setup on the IWM. Now, we didn't trigger today. We got relatively close, but we'll figure out what's going on and seeing what happens with the IWM. If it pulls back, I still like the trend. Here's the hourly. And even if it doesn't pull back quite as far as I want, you'll notice that you got 1 penny away from a perfect tweeze a bottom right off that 10. So if we continue higher, we probably will end up maybe canceling this one, and you could even watch for a day trade or another swing trade depending on your overall plan, but I like the IWM to go higher. Here's the Dow Jones. And the Dow Jones is an evening star reversal. Looks a little bit better. Got a new high relative to back here in February, but we haven't made a new all-time high yet on the Dow. So we have the Russell, the Qs, and the SPY have all made a new all-time high. The SPY hasn't closed with a new all-time high yet, but it still counts. The Dow lagging just a little bit, but overall looks pretty decent. And since today is Energy Wednesday, energies picked up a little bit. You guys want to see something scary? Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but because I'm a stock market nerd and all I do is look at candlesticks and just study the charts all day, every day until I get thirsty and then I get some water, and then I keep doing it until eventually I get hungry and then I eat something, and then I keep doing it, and then maybe I get tired and then I might take a sleep, and then I wake up and I do it again. Let me show you this really interesting pattern on the SPY from yesterday on a 5-minute chart. So this pattern on SPY yesterday looks really eerily similar to that one I just showed you on the XLE. Not saying you're going to get the exact same type of play, but that 5-minute play right there, you got that consolidation, pretty quick breakdown, like kind of like the hammer-ish looking phase. It's interesting to see how that's going to play out. So I think I could see some similarities there on the the weekly version of this pattern looks pretty similar to that 5-minute on the SPY. So all I'm saying is it's coming down. I am liking some energies. I do have some energy positions. We'll be talking about that today. We'll see if we can find a new swing trade and just kind of take the analysis and rock it out from there. So let's dive in to Celgene, C-E-L-G. It's a great apparel company name, Celgene, but it's not an apparel company. Here is the long-term moving averages, and it's just the 200 holding this bad boy down. The 200, you got yourself a pennant pattern on the weekly. Is that true? Yeah, pretty much. Not a perfect inside week, but close. However, it is Wednesday. You got 3 days in a row. This is an inside week so far. The pressure is building on Celgene. I do like it to continue higher at some point. I'm just going to wait for a close above that 200. So until then, I'll just kind of keep moving on. No big deal. VNOM, Viper Energy Partners. Viper. Looking fresh. Viper. Yep. I think my analysis on this one is the same now, which was previously. I don't want to buy the dip on that one if you're playing Viper. I did not, or at least have not caught it, or playing it. I'm missing all the money moves right now. But there's your S-curve, and there's the retest. Nice looking pattern. I mean, I don't know. It's a good trend. So if you're in, stay in. And if you're not in, buy the dip off the previous all-time high. You're probably waiting for that, but I don't have any trade on that one. Ticker symbol FL, Foot Locker. Had a really good move, and we are coming and approaching into earnings. So earnings are days away. And Foot Locker, I mean, as long as it doesn't gap down below 46, should be fine. Yeah. All right, here's the weekly. So a gap above here would be interesting. I'm just going to draw these patterns really quick, and I'm going to come back to it all later. And then we have this. So now, yeah, that's a little bit too far of a gap. If the gap's all the way up there, it'll fade. Yeah, this is really the only thing that I see bearish on Foot Locker. It'd kind of have to open below here. And if it does, whoa, Nelly. That would be a really nice bearish gap and go. I'll see what a gap up's going to do. I'll just kind of put the fact that you do have those long-term moving averages there. Foot Locker is certainly one that we have all day traded before in the past to some level, I'm sure. Templates, because it can be a really fun one to, when it gaps around. Gap around. 100 SMA on weekly. And 100, this is a 200. 200 SMA on weekly. So pretty neutral. Again, here's the daily chart, and I'd like to see it gap up. Just depends on how high it gaps. All right, pre-earnings analysis on Foot Locker. I have 0 positions on Foot Locker, waiting for an earnings gap. If FL gaps up, probably fades. But a gap down into the red zone would be bearish. At least for a quick day trade or swing trade. Neutral, no idea what it does. Foot Locker, and that's pretty much all I need to put on that one. Sweet. We are already churning and burning. Feeling good. Okay. Perfection. There we go. And we'll come back to Foot Locker. How about we just glance at it on Friday and see what that bad boy is doing. Next on the list, HMI. And HMI, I was looking at yesterday. The volume on this one, granted, is not splendidly sensational. I agree. But you got yourself an inside candle today. And in the spirit of the video, I think I have to set that up. So I think it's an easy $1 of risk. Yep. And let me just turn on the extended hours, make sure there's no other weird wicks. So I'm going to get above that one at least. So bullish stop limit, 1162. 1062 would still work. So if I turn the extended hours off, here's what we have. Wow. Pretty thin. But I love that candle. What's the low of this candle? 1063. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty much where it would go if it's going to break out. Here's the long-term moving average, so we're above the 100. And target, I mean, there's obviously a little bit of resistance right here. So what I would need it to do is close above that high wave candle and then close above this resistance before the too distant future. But kind of lower volume, but it can easily do 1 million shares. I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting in or getting out. So HMI, here we go. Let me find out where slack is. So here's slack. Move this over here. Put that there. Come over to here. New swing trade. Also open up. Make sure I don't have that opened up over there. Nope. All right, come into the trade journal. We will start doing this before too long when everything gets merged at some level to some degree. We'll start filling out all the trade journal on the actual website. But for right now, it's just going to be a user application that you all get to kind of experiment with and play with. All right, and again, I did get stopped out of what you call it, APPN yesterday. So below 10 hours for the month because of that stop out. And we're going to go ahead and add some new risk. Today's the 22nd. Wow. 2018 HMI. A little aggressive on this trade. A little aggressive. So we got 1162 by 1062. Pretty much based on an inside day candle. I really am kind of trading this one just in good old spirits of the video that I just made, but also it has some great gaps. I mean, it has a good pennant. There's a lot there that looks nice. So it's not just because of that. Falco says bracketing the high wave candle, kind of a chase. Again, what we'll probably end up doing is that's going to be a really good determining factor for if this thing works. So if it closes up here and breaks out, then I'll say I need it to bounce and then continue higher. It'll be a little bit of a chase, but if it does close above there, you'll still probably be able to get a nice wick or some type of lower shadow that fills you. All right, that's HMI. Good questions, beautiful stuff. I love it, and I love it. I like taking trades when I'm with you. AMAT. So we were looking at this one just to see if she was going to break down. And, I mean, in perfect timing for that video because we have another inside day. Here's the weekly charts. Again, we took out that 100. I mean, that's serious. Let me log into this hourly chart because if it breaks down, I'm probably going to want to short the retest. I wonder if I just want to do a stop limit, and I'm trying to figure out if I should short shares or buy puts. Falco says, unless you're going short. Yeah, I was looking for a short. Is that a bad idea? Is that stupid? Am I missing something? I'd kind of expect it. Yeah, descending triangle. Nice little break. Today's an inside candle. I kind of want like a stop limit, and I'm just trying to figure out if we go bearish with puts or shares. It's paid the dividends. I think we're okay with shares. Now, if you want to go with puts, you totally can. Another $2 stop. Look at that. Perfect. Now, this will be 44.58. This would be the stop, and I really want to limit a little bit higher. So let's do the limit, I don't know, 75. So the stop will be, again, the triggering price. This will be the price that the order will trigger into. And the limit will be 42.70. So I'll make the stop 44.70. So it'll be just an even, because you're basing the amount of risk off of the limit, because that's where we may or may not get filled. So something like that on AMAT. Here's the daily chart. And I'll put both the daily chart and the hourly chart in the setup. But, yep. Again, it's a good gap. Inside candle. Might not trigger. And even if it does trigger, it might not work. But having one bearish trade out there every now and then, ever so often, not a bad idea. I love the white candle that's coming in pre-market, post-market, I should say. And the longer that trade sideways, the better. So if we really get a long-term move, you know, another few hours, new swing trade. And that could be, you know, opportunity for puts or shares, as I mentioned. It is a retest gap. We have kind of retested. If I look at the hourly one more time, turn off the exponential moving averages, that's kind of what you got. I dig it. All right. VRAY, View Ray. So we're looking at View Ray yesterday to see what it was going to do. And we have another perfectly inside candle. So this one hanging on by the skin of its teeth. I wanted to see if we were going to swing trade it, which we still might. But I'm going to personally wait on this one. My buddy Ram is already in, so I won't feel despondent or sad or depressed if I miss this trade. I like the trend. Don't really know what ViewRay does. Haven't really heard of the stock before. I do like the higher highs and higher lows. I like the weekly. I like the little S curve. And if it's going to bounce, it should pretty soon. So just be patient. VROA looks nice. It is Energy Wednesday, so let's go look at LNG. LNG, you're so good to me. Bouncing off that support at 60 numerous times. Here's the long-term moving averages. It bounced off to 100. Here's the weekly. And the weekly moving averages, you still haven't made it to the 50. I was kind of hoping it would do that for those who are not in. I don't have any position on LNG. I know my buddy Ray and Bill love this stock, and they've loved it for the last 4 years of real-life trading. Let me just go to a monthly chart just to see what these candles will look like. Ooh, nice. Nice. Right to the 10 on the monthly. Yeah, yeah. LNG looks good. I mean, I wouldn't be buying it right now. If you're going to buy it, it's already moved 5 days in a row up. If you're looking at buying it bullish, just get it on a snapback. A little bit of a quick flash lower, some type of entry around right below the $162 maybe, with a stop at $58 or something. Longer term looks bullish to neutral. Earnings were pretty decent, nothing too crazy there. So bullish to neutral and LNG, all looks good. Next on the list was First Solar. And First Solar, I'm just going to keep watching to see what the put sales would have done. I feel much better with the put sales that I'm in presently compared to First Solar. So I'm not in on that particular setup, but we'll just, I mean, if anyone is in, cool. This is the monthly charts. Monthly chart. Wow, look at that high wave candle. Interesting. Yeah, guys. I mean, bottom line on First Solar, this is a buy low, sell high location. Not entirely sure what it may or may not do. But if you're looking at playing it, you can play an hourly chart as like a channel. You know, if you're an active, aggressive trader that's able to be by the computer pretty often, I'll kind of pull up. Here's the channel. Again, this is the hourly chart. You know what? The 4 hour might make it a little bit cleaner. Here's kind of a 4 hour. And you'll see definitely some support around 50, 25, 50, 30, something like that. So if it trades back down to that area, buy low. And then if it trades up to the 55 area, sell high. British Petroleum doing what British Petroleum does, which is just kind of chug around, not doing all that much. Very nice Doge today. Got a Doji, almost perfect, 2 pennies away. We did a put sale for September at 39, which is now 10% lower than the stock price. I love it. Love the put sales. Fernando, a few other traders got in bullish around here on BP. Jesse's got this one longer term. Sybil's got this one longer term. Here's the weekly, and you bounce off the 50 EMA on a weekly, which I can't recall if there's been a time recently from which BP has bounced off the 50 EMA on a weekly. But what I can say is at least you had that nice, comfortable wave rotation. Just beautiful. Bloop, 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 bloop. So we're here. Ben says it's never happened before. I don't think it has either statistically. I think it's impossible. But BP, I mean, it's here. It's BP. You know, if you adjust this chart for dividends, you get a really cool chart. Look at this chart with dividends because BP pays a powerful dividend. You're retesting these previous all-time highs. So kind of a fascinating place for a BP to be a buyer. And if you have some shares or you want to pick up, I mean, again, this is a long-term buy and hold, get the dividends, do covered calls, maybe do some put sales, own kind of a thing. Yep. Okay. Next on the list is CVS. And CVS, I've been looking at it just to see if it's ever going to dip for us or for me, and it doesn't look like it's going to. I missed that setup from that high wave candle. The cool part is you'll actually notice this one was one that I should have played more aggressively because you had one of my favorite candles, right, that high wave. Here's an inside candle. Okay, cool, exciting, upper shadow. Here's another one. So you had 3 in a row. So that should have been all I needed to go, all right, dude, come on. Take a stop limit breakout, stop loss down here. I mean, that's just a nice quick 2 Rs. I think there was the 200 that was in my way. There had to be some reason I didn't take that. Nope, it was above the 200. I guess, wait, the dividends are turned on. Ah, that was it. So that pesky ADJ button right there can mess with you. So it was right below the 200, and I was just a chicken, guys. That's really what happened. I was a Brad Reed that day, just straight up chicken. Didn't take the trade. And now we have just paused at the 100 on a weekly. So will CVS expect the same thing as last time? Will it do the exact same thing, or will it break out? Stay tuned for the next episode of CVS Health to find out. I really don't know, but at this point, no trade for me on CVS, just kind of waiting. We'll put it on the list for Monday, and maybe we'll get something. All right. Hey, guys, guess what? Guess what HK did today? Well, I should say yesterday. It actually closed above the 50 on the daily chart. Showing a little bit of life. Hasn't gotten quite as high as it got after earnings. Benjamin says, what? Yeah. It actually was up 0.25% today. I keep getting emails. It's funny. I keep getting emails and messages from people asking me if I'm still in this. And they're asking me because it's like the slowest thing that I've ever been in, I guess, quote unquote, officially. You know, because if I get in something, I tell everyone about it. It's like, Google or Apple Square. Nope, good old HK. Oh, well. The thing is, ain't nobody got in higher than this candle right here. Because that's when I told everybody about it. So if it gets above, well, I guess you could have theoretically gotten in here. So if it gets above 514, everyone's making money on this one. It's just going to take a little bit longer than we anticipated. So yes, to answer your questions, I'm still in HK. And $1 stop loss, I'll lose an R and a half. I'll move it to $2 October 18th. I just picked October 18th at a random price. My buddy Mike K is in at $3.92 because he's better than I am. I love that. I like the lower shadows. I do like the candle, and we'll see. I mean, the funny part is, bottom line, I really don't expect to become a multimillionaire off of this trade. I get that. It's out of support, and if it just trades up to 6 or 7, I could be happy. Could it go higher? I mean, theoretically, sure. But the biggest question for me is probably how long do I hold on to this trade? That'll be the biggest question. Because what I don't want to do is wait for a while only to have it pop. I make 20% return, and then I sell it, and then it goes bananas, I think 675 will be a good target. I don't think we're going to break above there because I can always get back in. So that'll be the 100 SMA on, again, this is a weekly chart. And the weekly doesn't look bad. I know this is like kind of prior data, but someone will be using that from somewhere. So we'll see what HK does. Bottom line, yep, still in it. Here is ETE. It's like the sequel of ET, Energy Transfer Equity. And this one, just chilling, hanging out. It is the pinnacle of sideways. Now, what's cool is Energy Transfer Equity and Energy Transfer Partners will kind of be, this will become the new ETP. So it's all going to be under this stock right here, as Benjamin's mentioning in the chat pane. You got this really nice retest of the 100 simple on a weekly right there. And what was cool about that is also the daily. The daily, you got these two little kind of hammer-ish candles followed by a one white soldier just shooting down those bears on August 17th. Anyway, I mean, for the most part, it looks good. I don't see anything too outlandish on it. Pays a healthy dividend, buy low, sell high, and if you're in, today's candle doesn't look that bad. These two candles have the exact same high. So if you are in bullish, you'll probably experience a little bit more bull momentum with a break above those wicks. All right. Next on the list, Parsley Energy, ticker symbol PE. And Parsley Energy, this is one that my buddy Ray likes checking out a lot. Here's the weekly, and Parsley's been doing squadoosh. A whole lot of nothing. You do have some support resistance around 25.35, so if it trades down to that support, it could be viable. Today's candle sums up ETE almost perfectly. What is cool, though, about Energy Transfer Equity, Parsley Energy, I might write this one down as a semi-mirror aggressive swing trade. This one is a perfect doge on the daily chart. Perfect doji. And although it is pretty sideways, that's kind of a cute gap. And as far as energies go, the risk reward's not bad. So if anyone requested PE, I'm not going to make this one official, but I will at least say you can keep your eyes on it if you want to play something a little bit more aggressive. I like the high wave. I like the fact that all of these candles have almost the exact same high, and the last two candles were black, and it's bouncing off the 200, which, I mean, again, I know it's never done that before where it's bounced off the 200 simple. Super rare for this to occur, but since we're here, maybe it can happen. All right, that's Parsley. Next, we got EPD, Enterprise Products Partners. And this is the weekly. looks very similar to ETP and ETE, kind of the same line. Here is your resistance, 29.79. I mean, we're grinding. You know, for those of you who have shares, you're just enjoying the support that this $24 price range has to offer. You're at a little bit of resistance. I don't think it breaks that resistance soon, but if it does, it would just break through this resistance, $30.14, and should move pretty nicely. So I would simply say don't do a covered call or anything yet. Yeah, because if it does break out, I think it'd be nice. All right, that's pretty much it. Next on the list, Billy. So BILI on a monthly chart looks pretty measly, pretty puny. This could be a nice lower shadow, though, just to trap tons of people. That's the monthly. That's the weekly. Looks a little bit bullish there. And the daily chart tells a different tale. You just like IQ, you got a new baby 100. China Baidu's Q2 exceeds expectations, powered by ad sales growth. We'll go look at Baba in just a little bit. But Billy, I don't have anything for you yet. We'll come back to it. We'll see what it does later. Benjamin says buy low. Yep, I do like the support around 978. I dig that. But earnings is around. I really don't know what Billy will do on earnings. We'll see. We'll definitely keep on the list. Certainly watching it. Throw Bob on here. What is MCP? MCP. What do we got? I might have typed this one in wrong. It might be McDonald's. Oh, unless this is Louis Vuitton. I can look at this, sure. I doubt this is the right one I'm supposed to look at, but I can analyze anything. Let's just check it out. That's a good old Hennessy Monet Louis Vuitton. Sounds like my kind of place. Bullish trends, bouncing off the 100. Stay long. All right, next on the list, Exxon Mobil. And Exxon Mobil, doing what Exxon Mobil does. I think my buddy Brian T was asking me about this one not too long ago. And yeah, I mean, it traded into a really good support, doing its thing. It just bounced. I mean, that was the thing. You trade lower. When Brian T was asking about it, he said that this is kind of like a drip account for him. You know, longer term shares, ownership, accumulation, that kind of thing. And he was like, hey, you know, what's going on? What's the goal? And it would just be like a buy low, sell high, accumulate, be in it long term. So I don't know if he got into more or not. But yeah, ExxonMobil, I mean, as far as moving averages go, just prepared for a lot more boredom. Get dividends, maybe keep accumulating, maybe keep buying some shares every so often, but yawn, Bill. ExxonMobil done. Next on the list. So guess who has two thumbs and apparently is a giant loser? This guy. So UXIN, I set this trade up. It had earnings this morning, and I forgot to keep a limit order open because earnings came out and it didn't really gap. It didn't really do anything crazy. So, yeah, there's a few of you already in this one. And if you are, congrats. That was the right risk reward to get in. I don't really think I should get into that setup with an entry above the high of today with a stop below the low. Not that it can't work, but the 584 by 504 is just better. Rand got in at 6. My buddy Bob is in on this trade. I might day trade this one. You can see post-market, It's gotten higher. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the list for tomorrow morning. Thursday morning. So Brad and everyone will be in the room hoping for some good synergy. Gonna keep an eye to see if it breaks above 671, but I like the candle. I like the volume. I like the support. Good job, Ram. Good job, everyone else. And that's UXIN. Falco and Ben immediately said, "You said the Winsday word." I did. Nice. Man, you guys are quick. Jeez. Love it. I love it. Speaking of synergy, here's Dish Network, which I had a bullish setup on at one point and then canceled it because of this guy, the 200 simple on a monthly chart. It's Dish Network. I mean, it's going to zero before too long, but short term, maybe we could catch a play on it. If you can get a close above here, yes. So what I will do is I will put that on the list. I'll come back and look at it on Friday. This is not a stock I would personally invest in long term, unless maybe I'm just being old and crotchety and I don't really understand what Dish Network does as a company. I don't think that's the case. Maybe it is. But I think this one's going to do its best stone in water impression before too long. I mean, that monthly chart doesn't look awesome. Look at that 2000 move. Wow. 2000, like, this is the new Netflix. Netflix wasn't, I mean, it was around at the time, but not really. Yeah. That's all I got. I mean, if it closes above there, maybe. Otherwise, I'll just wait for some more bear moves. Lowe's. My buddy Seymour said he put his entire 401k in the Lowe's about 3 days ago. So I said, congrats for you, my man. Well done. It is Lowe's, and all of your eggs aren't in one basket because it's not like Lowe's is going to go anywhere for a while. It did trade to a previous resistance, however, and I don't think he sold or locked any positions in, which is totally fine. The weekly chart, I mean, the trend is looking good. This could be a top. I don't think Seymour can sell covered calls in his 401k. I don't think it's a self-directed. Yeah, I'm going to be playing Lowe's tomorrow, exactly like I played Walmart. Walmart. Maybe bearish this time. Wait for bull trap. Lowe's on my list tomorrow because it's exactly like Walmart. Giant bunch of white candles, huge gap, big upper shadow. Not quite as large as a gap as you got on Walmart, but I mean, again, just a day trade, looking for a few points or pennies. No big deal. That's Lowe's. Here is Activision Blizzard. And Activision Blizzard had itself a nice new white soldier candle just yesterday. A little bit of a bullish gap. Here's your exponential moving averages, right? It's bouncing off the 50 on the weekly. I was talking about that some earlier this week. And I don't know who all is in Activision. I'm not. But you got to like that candle. It closed above the 200. JL is in on calls. Benjamin said he bought back twice as much after lunch. Jay Ellen's at around 69. Okay. Well, good for you. I'm not in on this position, but I love that pennant pattern. And I would see what's up. Falco wants to get in. He says, where's a good pullback spot? I think you're going to have half an order on this one, man. The thing is, if you're not in on Activision, it's going to do something like this. So be patient. It's going to take some time. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I would just dabble. I would tiptoe. I think that's a Jason Derulo song. Here's what I'm thinking. I'll do half an R at 70 and half an R on a breakout and maybe sell that half an R and then look to buy back in that half an R later. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, I would say just a nice little pullback into here. Ben says Pacific West Convention Labor Day weekend. PAX West Convention. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a gamer thing. Black Ops 4 or 5 coming out, says Falco. Yeah, that's what I'll do, Falks. If you're not in and you want to be in, snag a little bit, tiptoe on a breakout, look to sell that half if it really runs, buy back in on that half later on a pullback around 70 because I think it's going to chop around here for a while. I don't think you're going to miss it. But this is a good buying spot on Activision. Maybe you can pick up some shares for a covered call. Buy low, sell high, own it for a while. Maybe you get one or two. Prime Pack Sites. Let's see what this is. Sold out, sold out, sold out. Uh-oh. Looks like a party. All right, man. Awesome. Well, Activision. There we go. JL's in. He likes playing Activision. I dig it. Next on the list, Twitter, TWTR. And obviously you can see the 3073 limit buy never got hit. But we did keep an eye out for that 3244 spot to kind of start tiptoeing in. Cheryl was looking at doing some put sales on Twitter, and yeah, this one's going to take a little bit of time to fill that gap, but it will. Here's the weekly and your exponential moving averages, right? You're kind of bouncing off the 50. That's at 39.7. Yeah, that's really all I got. I mean, you don't have any weekly long-term moving averages that are, near where we're at. I haven't looked at a monthly chart. I guess I could check out a monthly just to see what the candles look like. It's a pretty nice pullback on a monthly. Do you even have moving averages? Yeah, they're all about to cross. Yes. Okay. And Ram has a 36 call for next week. Nice. Nice. All right, I'll throw you on there. 36 call. Hope she goes in the money, broski. All right. 36. Ram, long calls. Okay, awesome, man. So Twitter, going to chop around down here for a while, do its thing. Okay, Baba. Let's see what she's doing. So far, absolutely nothing. I think earnings come out in the morning, but before the bell Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, right now it's up post-market a little bit. Andy Richardson's got some shares. Camila's got some put sales. Lee's got a bull put spread. I think, Falco, you said you did a put sale. Am I right? 150 or something? 150 October. All right. So 150 October. DJ, so he sold one of his leaps. You just sold it flat, and then you have one flat, right? So just one sold, and you got the other one. Got it. All right, cool, man. Ash has a bull put spread. Very nice. Tons of you in this one. So hoping for the best. Realistically, I just don't want to gap down strong for most of you. But I think that – what time is it? 4:45. I mean an hour. You got some put sales. You got some bull put spreads. All looks good. Here's my thoughts on BABA. I do think that it could gap down. If you're looking at puke orders, you're probably going to want to throw some in here somewhere, 160, maybe just to get some aftermarket, just in case. The most bullish gap BABA will or could have would just be right above here. Just an open below 186, above 181, 182, just right in that zone would be very bullish. If BABA opens up too high, it'll fade, most likely. Your gap's up to here. Everyone and their mom is going to be selling calls and selling shares and locking in profit. And it'll kind of fade down and bounce. I'm hoping for a gap down because everyone is going to just lose their minds for like an hour. And again, it's going to sell off really fast and then. So we'll see tomorrow morning. Brad Reed's got the floor. I'll be around. I didn't day trade this morning, but I did day trade later today, and I got 0.2 Rs. Not even 0.2 Rs. Pretty rough. Anyway, but we'll see. We'll find out what happens. Earnings tomorrow. I'm kind of excited about it, and that's really all I got on BABA. And it appears we might have an early day. Last on the list is Plains All-American, PAA. Ben says, you're saying you had a green day? I did. That's true. I like Plains All-American. It looks good. I like those higher lows. I like the fact that it closed above the wicks. I like this like lower shadow retest inside weak candle. I like the fact that we're continuing a little bit higher. I like the daily and the weekly. If you got planes and you're in bullish, keep holding. Got a trader wants to add some of these for tomorrow. Alaska Airlines and JetBlue. Okay. And here's some last minute requests. Let's go look at KMB. Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark. This is one that we've traded before numerous times. Monthly chart. So it took out a good support, trade down to that 100. Yes, it did. Trade down to 100. Phenomenal place to buy. Here's the daily. It's running into the weekly long-term moving averages, and the daily had a beautiful bounce with that hammer. I'm throwing this one on the list for tomorrow morning. AMB. It looks like to me if she shreds that support, which it very well could, there ain't nothing really stopping it until like the halfway of that giant bullish candle, especially if we're right on the 10. So as soon as those load, we are. Yep, so I'm going to watch this one tomorrow, maybe get 2 points on Kimberly Clark for a day trade. Not expecting anything electrifyingly exciting. Maybe I have a little bit of a win, make some paper, but we'll find out there's a synergistic way for other traders to keep an eye on Kimberly Clark, play it a little bit bearish, just in case. Again, I think it's at a really key level, and we'll just kind of find out and figure out what's what. Falco said, is there a word of the day tomorrow? Linderman is the one who just sends me the words. He tells me what to do. He's my boss. He always tells me to work in puns for certain stocks or words of the day. You guys are welcome to throw some my way as well. I like having fun here. We like having a good time. By the way, Falco, are you pumped for 2 weeks from now, dude? Oh, man. The retreat, Nashville retreat is on. So ready. DJ's pumped. I am jazzed up. Man, it's going to be a good time. I have no idea what to expect. Well, this is totally out of my comfort zone, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make it happen. We're all going to show up, and it's going to be great. Falco said he had his cat sitter confirmed. That's dedication. Getting a cat sitter. Yes. I love it. All right, and let's do one more, and we'll pack it in. LRCX. So I looked at this one for an option play. The spreads were horrible. They were real bad, but today's an inside candle. And I initially wanted it down here. This is where I'm going to do like a half an R and half an R. So just in case she pops hard tomorrow, I want a little bit there. This will be half an R of risk. And this will be half an R of risk if she pulls back to that double bottom. The same stop will be for both, which will be down here. Pretty decently far stop, I get that. But we'll only lose half an R if it touches and just bounces. It shouldn't take out that low. So we will throw this on here, and I'll just really set up 2 separate trades. I didn't set that one up? That's weird. All right, give me a second. 2018, LRCX, and 8/22, 2018. I have to do it 2 separate trades. 175.23. I don't know why Highland is crying. Highland, why are you crying, dude? What are you sad about? What is possibly upsetting you in your life? Did you not get enough sleep today? 166.05. Oh, nice. I like that, Tim. Tim Thurman. You're gonna love the video that's coming out tomorrow. I think all of you will love it, but it's gonna be a good one. Good and good based on a retest gap. Jill said he needs to go out. It sounds like it. Just wait like 3 more minutes, Highland. You'll be alive, man. He's just over there crying. Yep. Okay. New swing trud. And then I'm going to go back over to AMAT because I forgot to put that in there. And then I'm going to, all right, so AMAT, 8/22/2018, AMAT. So we have some bull, we have some bear, kind of like somewhat in the same industry. Lam Research and Applied Materials are roughly similar. 4270 by 4470. 4270, 4470, and that's going to be shares. I think it's a really great setup, actually, based on a retest gap. Yep, based on a retest gap, and it's open because it's not triggered. All right, folks, so we got some new fresh legs for swing trades. We'll see what transpires. I'm at a little over 9 Rs for the month. I'm going to end at 10. I did hit 10, so theoretically I got to my goal, but I want to close over 10 as well. I didn't really specifically state that, unfortunately. The universe listens very intently and closely to your goals, so make sure to give it very specific ones. I said I was going to hit 10. I never said I was going to close above 10. I should have said I was going to close above 10 next month. Well, maybe not next month. I'm doing a lot next month, but I don't know. We'll see. It'll happen. One thing or another will happen. That's the list for today. Tomorrow is Transportation Thursday, someone told me. And the list for tomorrow we will look at is presently Southwest Airlines, Tesla, Sail 3M, UXIN, Alaskan Airlines, JetBlue, KNX, RHT, Pepsi, Weight Watchers, RHI, DocuSign, Dan, Domo. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo. All right, team. That sounds like it's a plan. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in to your Wednesday Real Life Stock Review. Hopefully, you are as energized as I am every single day after the end of these things. I just get all jazzed up. You guys rock. I'm going to see you later. And until next time, love life, live life.